The municipality only formally addressed this matter in their compliance report dated January 14, 2025, which was received by COA on January 27, 2025. This delay in disclosure contributed to the prolonged audit process and subsequent findings. The public plaza is property of public dominion. We would also like to include here the salient points of the Honorable Romeo Acop, who asserted that in the absence of evidence to the contrary, Bawan Plaza must be deemed a property of public dominion and therefore beyond the commerce of men. First, we confirmed through the testimony of Councilor Delangin that the Bawan Plaza Hotel was formerly a basketball court, a public basketball court, a fact also affirmed by the Commission on Audit. Under Article 420 of the Civil Code, properties intended for public use, such as plazas and basketball courts, are classified as property of public dominion. This means they cannot be sold, leased, or otherwise disposed of without undergoing strict legal procedures, including a formal reclassification to patrimonial property under Article 422 of the same law. Based on testimonies provided, there is no clear record of any Sangguniang Bayan resolution that legally converted Bawan Plaza from public dominion to patrimonial property before the lease occurred. This indicates that the property remained as a public dominion at the time of its lease, making the agreement null and void from the outset. Second, the Local Government Code explicitly mandates that any disposal or conversion of public property requires public hearings and majority concurrence from the Sangguniang. The absence of such proceedings further invalidates the lease agreement. Additionally, COA Director Labrague admitted that their audit did not examine the property's legal status before construction commenced, indicating a clear oversight in the review. Engineer Romy Virana confirmed that COA merely assumed the project was legal without verifying whether proper conversion procedures were followed. These legal infirmities cannot be ignored. The conversion of Bawan Plaza into a hotel was done without due process, without a formal abandonment of its public purpose, and without necessary approvals. As such, the contract entered into by the municipality of Bawan must be deemed illegal and unenforceable. Moving forward, this committee strongly urges that immediate steps be taken to cancel the agreement and restore the property to its rightful status as public dominion and pursue legal actions against those responsible for approving this irregular transaction, including the mayor and vice mayor and the members of the Sangguniang Bayan. With these findings, we proceed today deliberation with a firm commitment to rectifying these grave abuses. Maraming salamat po. Before we proceed, let me acknowledge the presence in the Zoom, our Senior Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, representing the 3rd District of Pampanga, Representative Aurelio Dong Gonzales. Thank you for attending the hearings, sir. Now, before we continue to the interpellation of the members of this committee, we will discuss first all the admin matters with regards to the invitation and the absence of some resource persons in today's hearing. Chairman Acop, yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, please proceed.
in the last hearing, we issued the show cause orders to Mr. Fernando Cayetano and Madam Emeline Silva, and Mr. Rex Reyes, the President of First Bay Power Corporation, and Comnet. May I know if they are present today and they have explained their absence in the last hearing, Mr. Chair?
Comsec.
Mr. Chair, if I may. Mr. Herbert Tan was issued a subpoena, Mr. Chair, and he is present today.
No,
Herbert
Comsec,
Tan
I'm
from-
speaking
Comsec.
of Mr. Fernando Cayetano and siguro Madam Emeline Silva and Mr. Rex Reyes.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Fernando Cayetano sent an excuse letter this morning. And Miss Emeline Silva is no longer a resident of the address where the show cause order was sent, Mr. Chair.
Comsec, Mr. Fernando Cayetano is representing what company?
Aqua Data, Mr. Chair.
Aqua Data. Is there anybody from Aqua Data present today? Attorney, ikaw pa rin, engineer?
Yes po, Your Honor.
So, ikaw na lang po, you explain why the officers of Aqua Data is not present.
Your Honor, si Mr. Cayetano po and Miss Emeline Silva is no longer connected in Aqua Data since 2011 and 2014. And hindi na rin po namin alam yung mga addresses po nila.
Thank you, Engineer. Anyway, since we don't have the quorum yet, Chairman Akop, we just take note of this absence of Mr. Fernando Cayetano and
Silva.
and Ms. Silva, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Akop, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The COMSEC said that Mr. Fernando Cayetano sent the committee a letter excusing or explaining his absence. Now, reading the excuse letter, Mr. Chair, it pertains to health reasons. As is the protocol of the committee hearings, the excuse must be accompanied by a medical certificate. May I know if there's a medical certificate attached to the excuse letter of Mr. Fernando Cayetano?
Comsec.
We have not received a medical certificate, Your Honor.
Thank you, COMSEC. Anyway, our decision on that will come after we have a quorum. Next, Mr. Chair, is that we have issued also subpoenas to Mayor Ryan Dolor, Mr. Herbert Tan, Mr. Joseph Yu, and Mr. Jonathan Yu. May I know if they received the subpoena, Mr. Chair?
Comsec.
The subpoena were received on March 13, Mr. Chair.
May I know, COMSEC, if they received the subpoena, are they present in today's hearing?
Mr. Chair, Mr. Herbert Tan from Aqua Data is present. Joseph Yu and Jonathan Yu from Aqua Data sent excuse letters, and also Mayor Ryan Dolor sent an excuse letter, Mr. Chair.
COMSEC, Herbert Tan is present. Mr. Joseph Yu and Mr. Jonathan Yu sent letters of excuse together with Mayor Ryan Dolor, correct?
Correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you. We will deal with this matter when we have a quorum, Mr. Chair. Now, do we have the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary today, Mr. Chair?
Comsec.
Mr. Noel Bautista is not present, Mr. Chair.
Oh, he is not present. But in the last hearing, he was required to provide the committee certain documents. Was he not invited in today's hearing?
He has been invited, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Attorney Gerald Briones, is he present today?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm present, Your Honor.
Yes. In the last hearing, you were required to submit a copy of a secretary's certificate from COMNET authorizing your attendance at the hearing of the committee.
We have already submitted it last
Submitted
hearing,
already.
Yes, Your Honor.
COMSEC, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Now, may I know who is representing COMNET now?
I'm Cesar Reyes and representing Combat as an incorporator, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Who represented COMNET in the last hearing?
Your Honor, I was the only one who attended the last hearing, Your Honor.
And attorney, in the last hearing, COMNET was also required to provide the committee with the agreement related to the lease of the public plaza. Have you submitted such?
Your Honor, during the last hearing, Your Honor, I was not allowed, Your Honor, to represent COMNET as a resource person, Your Honor, and I am not aware, Your Honor, of that request from the committee, Your Honor.
These administrative matters were taken from the minutes of the last hearing.
Yes, Your Honor, but as I remember, Your Honor, I was already excused, Your Honor, by the COMSEC before, probably before the said request was made, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, may I move that the representative of COMNET now would provide the committee with the agreement related to the lease of the public plaza? So move, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion for the COMNET representative to, they are being required to submit the documents being requested by this committee. Any second? There's a motion, duly seconded. Any objections from the Zoom? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Lastly, Mr. Chair, is there a representative of the municipal government of Bawan?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Attorney Alva Talag, Municipal Administrator po.
Thank you. In the last hearing, the municipal government of Bawan was required to provide the construction agreement for the municipal hall. Have you complied with this?
Yes, Your Honor, we already provided the committee. We submitted the documents already with the COMSEC, Your Honor.
COMSEC?
Chairman Akop, with the indulgence, Chairman Akop. Anyway, they have submitted a lot of documents, voluminous documents, just today. Let me just remind attorney. Kasi po ang hearing natin supposedly was scheduled on 11. Now, ngayong 17. So, you should have submitted that prior to this hearing. Ngayon lang po pinadala sa amin, paano namin basahin at aralin yan? Kaya, please be reminded, no? That those documents being required to you should be submitted prior to the scheduled hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. With due respect, Your Honor, we tried to submit the documents last Friday. However, we were unaware that some offices of the House of Representatives are closed. So, hindi po namin na-receive yung documents. And the reason why last Friday lang po, we tried po na hanapin pa rin po yung ibang mga documents considering that yung transaction po ay medyo matagal na po. So, we apologize po for the late submission, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney. Comsec, do you confirm that the document being required to them, especially that was mentioned by Chairman Acop, was submitted in that list of documents?
We're still reviewing, Mr. Chair.
Sige po. Thank you, Attorney. Please proceed, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next document to be submitted by the municipal government of Bawan is the loan agreement with the Development Bank of the Philippines. Was this also submitted?
Attorney?
I believe so, Your Honor. It's in the folder, Your Honor.
Mayroon daw, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And that would be all for the administrative matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Acop. Anyway, just to remind everyone that if you are being required by this committee with all those documents that should be submitted to the committee, you should submit it prior to the hearing. That's number one. Number two, please take note that all invitees in today's hearing that are not present, especially those issued subpoena, will be discussed later if we will have a quorum, because we cannot tackle that particular matter since we don't have yet the quorum, no? We have only at least three members in the Zoom, and kami po dito tatlo. So we need at least, just to be clear about it, we need at least nine to establish a quorum. Then 2/3 of that will decide how we deal about with all those issuances that was made during the previous hearing. Before we proceed, let me acknowledge the presence of, in the Zoom, representing the 1st District of Cagayan de Oro City, Congressman Lordan Giswan, and representing the 1st District of Lanao del Sur, the Honorable Zia Raman Adjong of the BARM. Thank you for joining us, sir. Comsec, do we have a quorum now? Not yet, Chairman Acop. So let us proceed with the interpellation with regards to the issue about the municipal public plaza that was converted into a hotel. Now, since the office of the Solicitor General is present today, who's representing the OSG?
Good morning, Your Honor. I am Assistant Solicitor General Sarah Cruz, and with me are Associate Solicitors Javed Fogata and Ivan Vincent Paredes po.
Thank you po. Attorney, we have received a document coming from your office in response to the letter that was sent to you, with regards to the public plaza of Bawan. Now, can you discuss in brief with regards to your findings and position of the OSG?
Yes, Your Honor. So, in the letter addressed to the Office of the Solicitor General, we were asked to provide our insights or opinion on 3 legal queries. 1, whether the public plaza of Bawan, Batangas is part of the public domain. Number 2, if it is part of the public domain, how can it be converted or could have been converted to patrimonial property? And the third is with respect to the remedies that may be availed of should the public plaza have been illegally leased without being converted into patrimonial property. So with respect to the first question as to whether the public plaza is part of the public domain, our answer is yes. Generally, properties are considered part of the public domain if they are for public use or for public service or for the use of the development of the national wealth. In cases of LGU, such as municipalities, properties are classified as properties for public use or patrimonial property. So to the first category belong structures or public works for public service, such as roads, bridges, including parks, plazas, squares, and the like. So as part of the public property, therefore, a public plaza like the one in Bawan, Batangas cannot be the subject of the commerce of men. It cannot be leased or disposed of as a public property. Now, this public property, for example, the public plaza, can be reclassified as for patrimonial use. And as a patrimonial property, it can be disposed of, or it can be conveyed or leased just like any other property. But for this to be done, generally, there must be a reclassification stating that, or a declaration stating that this particular property is no longer needed for public use or for public service or for the development of the national wealth. And this declaration should be embodied in a duly enacted law or presidential proclamation. That's the general rule. However, for LGUs, this authority has been already delegated by virtue of the local government code. So for LGUs, properties of the public domain, those that are used for public use, can be reclassified as patrimonial property, provided that there is a declaration embodied in an ordinance that is duly approved by at least 2/3 of the members of the sanggunian concerned. So if this is done, then a property of public use can then be validly converted into patrimonial property, which can be leased, disposed of, or conveyed just like any other private property. As to the third question, as to the remedy, how can an illegally converted or a public property which is illegally leased or disposed of without the proper reclassification, what are the possible remedies to restore it to its former use as a public property? Our answer is that there should be another ordinance reaffirming the public use of the property concerned, which must be embodied in an ordinance duly approved by the Sangguniang Bayan concerned, and declaring the lease, for example, of this public property as void, and authorizing the local chief executive, pursuant to the pertinent provisions of the local government code, to demolish, for example, the improvements that were introduced into that particular property, Your Honor. So that's the gist of our legal opinion, Your Honor.
Vice Chair Kit, do you want to follow up question? Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam, what then is the remedy of the municipality in this particular case?
In this particular case, Your Honor, as we have stated in our letter, the latter part, because the question presented before us is what can the local government unit do to restore the public plaza to its original use for public use? And our answer is there must be a duly enacted ordinance by the Sanggunian concerned reaffirming the public use of the public plaza and declaring the lease, conveyance, or disposition as illegal, and thereby restoring it to its original state as a property for public use. And then the Sangguniang Bayan can also authorize the local chief executive to undertake certain measures like authorize the demolition, for example, or a removal of any improvements introduced into the property, Your Honor.
Can the LGU belatedly approve an ordinance affirming or confirming the change from that type of property to the patrimonial type of property?
We've actually looked into that also, Your Honor, although we didn't include it in our letter because it was not specifically, the question was not specifically posed to us. But according to our research, Your Honor, there is no jurisprudence expressly stating that it can be ratified. But if we follow certain jurisprudence, for example, stating that with respect to the budget, realignment of the budget. Since, Your Honor, this is a delegated authority. As a general rule, the authority to reclassify properties of the public domain to patrimonial property belongs to Congress. But it has been delegated to the local government units by virtue of the local government code. So as a delegated authority, the legal requirements must be strictly adhered to. So, for instance, in a case decided by the Supreme Court with respect to budget realignment of local government units, it was stated there that the as authorized by an ordinance requirement cannot be ratified by a subsequent ordinance. So if we apply that by analogy to this particular case, then the illegal act cannot be ratified subsequently by an ordinance, Your Honor.
But that opinion is based only on jurisprudence or by reference lang po with other jurisprudence.
Yes, Your Honor, because we cannot find any jurisprudence that is more direct.
Or that is in all
directly
force with our
applicable. Yes,
case
Your
at
Honor.
hand. No?
Yes, Your Honor.
So ratification cannot be done based on that particular jurisprudence.
Yes, Your Honor, because as a delegated authority, all legal requirements must be strictly complied with.
So strictly complied with prior to the change of classifications
Yes, Your Honor.
or prior to the change of the use of the property.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Vice Chair Kit. Yes, Chairman Akop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam Attorney from the Solicitor General's Office, if an LGU leases a property of public dominion without complying with the legal requirements, what are its legal repercussions?
Then, Your Honor, the lease is void, Your Honor, and the acts of the local government unit is ultra vires, Your Honor.
All succeeding acts by the local government unit would be considered illegal. Would that be correct?
Since the primordial act, Your Honor, of leasing the property is illegal or void from the beginning, then all acts emanating from it are also void, Your Honor.
Thank you. Therefore, it is void ab initio and does not create certain enforceable obligations. Would that be correct also?
As a general rule, yes, Your Honor, because the primordial act of leasing is void ab initio, Your Honor.
Now, in your answer to the Honorable Flores, it seems that there are no longer remedies available. Would that be correct also?
Remedies, Your Honor, with because the question posed to us is how can the public plaza be restored to its original state or its original purpose? So that was the focus of our answer, Your Honor. That in order to restore the public plaza to its original purpose, that is for public use or for public service, then an ordinance must be enacted reaffirming the public use of the plaza and declaring the lease void ab initio, Your Honor.
In order to bring it back to its former use, we have to invalidate or the contract entered into by the municipal government of Bawan. How would we do that?
Through Your Honor, it is void ab initio, Your Honor. So the ordinance would in effect be a pronouncement or a declaration reaffirming the public use of the public plaza and declaring the contract, the lease contract entered into by the LGU as void, Your Honor.
That would be the remedy in order to bring the use back to its former use.
Yes, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Now, would you agree, Madam, that the irregular lease of public property may constitute violations also of the anti-graft and corrupt practices?
If the lease, Your Honor, is illegal, then it can give rise to liability under pertinent laws, Your Honor, including the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Your Honor.
Well, it's already void of issue, as you have stated.
If applied to this particular case, yes, then yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Vice Chair Kit.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam, anong pangalan? What's your name again? Sorry, I didn't get it.
Sarah Cruz, Your Honor.
Okay, yeah. Ma'am Cruz po. If it is, kung void ab initio siya, so parang there's no need to reclassify it back because it wasn't reclassified at all in the first place. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, anong mangyari sa building na tinayo nila? Would the builder be considered a builder in bad faith? Kasi hindi naman properly changed yung classification ng property?
Your Honor, under the local government code, through the same ordinance, the local chief executive can be authorized by the Sanggunian to remove the improvements, any improvements that were introduced into the property that was not validly reclassified or that was illegally leased, Your Honor.
Kasi ang problema ko dito po is that the persons who illegally entered or reclassified yung property are the same persons in authority ngayon eh. 'Di ba? I don't think that they will condemn their own actions, 'di ba? Hindi nila parang lulutuin sarili nila sa sariling mantika or something like that, no? So, kasi ab initio from the very beginning mali na siya eh, 'di ba? So it's as if there was no valid contract to build or anything in that plaza. It's as if walang change in the nature or the classification of that property. So dapat for public use pa rin yun. It cannot be used by any private entity. Tama po ba ang pagkaintindi ko, no? Ma'am Cruz?
Your Honor, with respect to that, we do understand that it might be quite difficult since the same persons in authority who entered into the lease contract are the ones who would be obliged, if ever, to call for the removal of the improvements.
To undo what they have done.
Yes, Your Honor. But we should also take note, Your Honor, that as I have previously mentioned, this is actually a delegated authority to the local government units. So the main body that has the power to reclassify, for example, is Congress. So as a delegated authority, then Congress can do whatever the local government unit can do, Your Honor.
Okay, but sa discussion natin kanina, sinabi niyo po na it cannot belatedly reclassify it. Kasi since it's a delegated authority, dapat it must be strictly complied with. No? Dapat prior to the change in it or prior to any contract that was entered with it, dapat change na yung classification. It cannot be done belatedly.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi nga, it's a delegated authority and it must be strictly complied with.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, kung ang LGU would refuse to parang reclassify it to its original state, it being an act which is, as you said, was void ab initio, meaning illegal from the very beginning. So ang remedy would be to compel the local government unit to bring it back to its original classification. Tama po ba?
Your Honor, yes, that's one remedy. They can be compelled to do that. But as I have previously stated, Your Honor, as a delegated authority, the body or the authority that delegated those powers can do whatever the local government as the delegatee can do.
So you're suggesting that Congress reclassify it back to a plaza?
It's not really, Your Honor, a reclassification. It's more of an affirmation.
That it has not been reclassified?
Yes, and that the plaza remains to be a property of the public domain
Okay.
for public use, Your
So,
Honor.
let me get this straight. Parang ang sinasuggest niyo po is that ang Kongreso, since it is the one who has this authority supposedly that was just delegated to the local government unit, can, on its own, affirm that that property has not been validly reclassified.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So that's a remedy na titingnan po namin, Madam. Thank you po, Attorney Cruz.
Mahaba na proseso yun. Anyway, lalo na ngayon, patapos na rin yung Kongreso na to unless somebody from the next Congress, the 19th Congress, will file for that affirmation. Anyway, before, once again, I recognize Chairman Acop. Let just me take note, dun sa mga members, at the same time dun sa resource persons, that we have received a letter from the Ombudsman. And dun po sa sulat na pinadala natin sa atin, clarifying with regards to the COA audit report that was submitted by the COA to the Office of the Ombudsman, and the official answer of the Ombudsman on the first letter was the issue was terminated, no? But now, under item number 6, on the second letter, nilinaw po ng Ombudsman, and let me quote, the rules and procedures of the office do not provide for the archiving and eventual reopening of a complaint case. So, hindi pwedeng i-reopen. The remedy available to the complainant is to refile the complaint on grounds of newly discovered evidence. So, dahil dito sa hearing na to, we can use some of the experts of the hearing or the TSN if somebody will refile a case against those local government officials involved in this particular case or particular issue. So, yun po ang opinion ng Ombudsman. That's why po, so, COA, have you submitted all the documents that are being required to you, especially those the result of your audit and your recommendation? Yung sinabit niyo po sa Ombudsman.
Yes, good morning, Honorable Chair. Yes, we have submitted the fraud audit report number 2017-002 dated May 25, 2017 to the Office of the Ombudsman, which was received by them on July 20 po, July 20, 2017 po, Your Honor. So,
Ma'am,
the
all
report
those
and all
documents
the
you have submitted to the Office of the Ombudsman, na-submit niyo ba dito sa
Yes, Your Honor.
lahat po?
Yes, Your Honor. It was annexed in the report po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Kasi po, if somebody will file a case against those public officials involved in this transaction, of course, the co-audit report that was submitted to us will be used as part of the evidence to pursue such case. Thank you po. Chairman Acop?
Mr. Chair, I would just like to ask the questions from the COA. Madam COA, kindly confirm that in your fraud audit, the minimum bid price of 300 per square meter per year was deemed without factual or legal basis.
Yes, Your Honor.
It was solely based on Comnet's unsolicited offer. and that the fair market value was estimated at 2,016 per square meter per year. Tama po ba yung aming data?
The proposal po, Your Honor, the proposal of COMNET was 300 pesos per square meter per year, while the valuation of the special audit team was 2,016 pesos per square meter per year po. Yung 2016 po is coming from COA na po yun. Yun yung validation ng COA.
May I ask, in this kind of situation, dito po sa sitwasyon na ganito, since it was an unsolicited offer, at tinanggap naman ng local authorities of the municipality of Bawan, sino po ang may kwan dito? May problema?
Primarily po, it is the LGU po. Kasi the lease should have been made through public bidding po sana.
Primarily.
Yes po.
So, sino po yung secondarily?
Of course, the parties also, Your Honor.
The parties to the contract.
contracting parties, Your Honor.
To the contract.
Yes po.
Okay. May I know, yung 2016 per square meter per year, yun po ba ang nandun sa revenue code ng Municipality of Bawan?
Hindi po, Your Honor. The 2016 pesos is the validation of the special audit team as to the reasonableness of the contract price po or the rent per square meter per year po. Ang sa revenue code po kasi ng Bawan, the rate na nakalagay po doon sa revenue code of 2008 was 165 per square meter per week po.
So, if we follow that, magkano po sa isang taon yun?
A moment po, Your Honor. Your Honor, per the Municipality of Bawan Revenue Code, doon po sa 165 per square meter per week should have been per square meter per year is 7,920 pesos po.
7,020.
920 po.
920.
Okay. That's per revenue code. Kaya lang po, yung revenue code na yon, nag-issue ang Sangguniang Bayan, decreasing the amount.
To what?
To 320 per square meter per year na lang po. So from 7,920, bumaba po siya ng 320 pesos na lang po per square meter per year. Now, per COA Special Audit Team validation, the right amount should have been 2,016 pesos po per square meter per year.
Now, did COA also find out whether yung pagpalit po ng from 7,920 to 320 ay ginawa lang dahil dito sa kontrata na ito? Did you look at this?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, there was a question from someone from the from the LGU, questioning as to the reasonableness ng contract price. Now, because of that inquiry by the LGU, kaya po nagkaroon ng Sangguniang Bayan resolution authorizing the Sanggunian to decrease the rental rates. So it is as if, because of this contract, the rate per square meter per year was adjusted in a lower price po.
To suit yung gusto ng mga parties.
It would seem that way po, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, basing on this kind of finding, would you say that the contract signed by the parties would be grossly disadvantageous to the government?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And therefore, liable po yung parties.
Tama po.
Thank you. Now, would it be true also that the mayor and the Sangguniang Bayan preempted the procurement process by entering into a memorandum agreement with COMNET before the BAC completed its post-qualification evaluations, thereby violating Republic Act 9184?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, it is one of the major findings po ng Special Audit Team.
Okay. Thank you. Yung pong pagbaba, yung resolution ng Sanggunian na pagbaba from 7,920 to 320, ito po ba ay legal or illegal? Was it also included in your findings?
It was not categorically stated, Your Honor, but I think it is one of the functions of the Sanggunian whether to increase or decrease their local taxes or revenues, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, in your audit, I think, is this true? The COMNET's actual investment fell short of the required 60 million? Is that part of your report or findings?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you pakipaliwanag po ito?
Okay. Based on the revenue code of the municipality of Bawan, and the Sanggunian resolution, the parties, the proponent, should have an investment of 50 million to be granted a lower rate of rent. 50 million po yon. However, nung nagkaroon na po ng contract ng MOA at contract of lease, ang Municipality of Bawan and COMNET, nilagay na po nila, instead of 50 million per revenue code, naging 60 million na po. So, inakyatan po nila yung investment na dapat i-put up ng COMNET. 60 million po yon. Kaya lang, based on the proposal pa lang po ito, yung nasubmit as one of the documentary requirements doon sa proposal na investment na yon, ang sinubmit po ng Adventureland based on the business permit nila, 56 million lang po yon. So, hindi pa rin po tumama doon sa 60 million na requirement.
Thank you, Madam Kowa. That would be all for this representation, Mr. Chairman, for COA. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you, Chairman Akop. Since Adventureland is present today, matanong lang po, anybody from Adventureland, do you confirm that indeed in the MOA, you should have invested at least 60 million, but the investment falls short of only 56.2 million? Anybody?
That's the initial investment that was
You're representing,
Adventureland.
and what is your position in the Adventureland?
Incorporator po, Your Honor.
Incorporator.
Opo. The current president.
You're the current president.
Opo.
Yung previous president, sino po?
Si Attorney Adorlito Hinete.
He's not present today.
Hindi po, Your Honor.
But during the signing of the MOA, are you also present and you signed the MOA also?
No, I was not a
No.
signatory.
So when was the time that you are part of the corporation of Adventureland?
As incorporator po ako.
Since the start of this transaction? O ngayon ka lang?
Hindi, noon po.
Noon pa?
Opo, incorporator po.
Thank you. Attorney, just to remind you, Attorney, you're just allowed to give legal advice to your client.
I understand, Your Honor. And by the way, Your Honor, with respect to Adventureland, I'm
Opo.
also part of the corporation, Your Honor.
Incorporator ka rin.
No, Your Honor, I'm the current corporate secretary, Your Honor.
You're the current corporate secretary. When was that?
Yes, Your Honor.
When? When did you assume?
2 years ago, Your Honor.
2 years ago. Thank you. Anyway, sir, so you confirmed that the content of the MOA is supposedly should not be less than 60 million, and your investment is only 56.2 million.
That was the first investment because that pertains to the structures alone, Your Honor. But we also have many equipment valued at more than the 60 if we add it to the structure.
Pero ano ba talagang laman ng MOA? Di ba dapat ang struktura?
Investment po ang nakalagay, Your Honor. Yun ang alam ko.
Kawa, can you please make clarification of the statement from Mr. Armando Casabal?
Okay. Your Honor, based on the contract, the proponents is required to submit, to propose an investment which could include structures. Kaya po doon sa proposal po nila, nag-submit sila ng structural specifications for the proposed 2-story commercial complex with 1-story basement. Ito po ang nagkakahalaga ng 56 million po. Proposal po nila ito.
Mr. Cabasal?
Ang nakalagay po doon sa, if I remember right, Your Honor, a development of the place not less than 60 million pesos.
So, pero based on the audit report, it's only 56.2. Ganun po ba?
Yes, Your Honor. Based on their proposal, dito sa structural specifications, meron po kasi naka-attach na business permit issued by the municipality of Bawan with a grand total cost of 56,208,705.04 po. So, kung ang requirement sa MOA or sa contract is 60 million, so medyo kulang po sila ng 4 million at least.
Thank you, Koa. Anyway, Mr. Tan, after discussing with regards to the Adventureland and Comnet, balikan lang po natin mamaya yung sa inyo po. No?
Yes po.
With indulgence po. Thank you. Vice Chair Kit.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Adventureland, who's the counsel? Attorney Briones?
Yes, Your Honor.
Corsec ka ngayon, ano?
Yes, Your Honor.
Narinig mo yung Solgen, di ba? And the explanation of the Solgen na dapat the reclassification should have come prior to the development of that particular place.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anong mangyayari ngayon sa situation na yan? Po, na the Solgen says that it was technically void ab initio yung contract that was entered into by the LGU and your company.
Yes, Your Honor. For Adventureland and Comnet, which I represented during the last hearing, Your Honor, it is our opinion, Your Honor, that the contract, although based on the opinion of the Solicitor General, it was void ab initio. We believe that the same contract must be declared as void ab initio by a court of competent jurisdiction first. It does not, they cannot, as suggested, the Sangguniang cannot just order the demolition or declare for itself that the contract is void ab initio and of no effect. And secondly, Your Honor, we believe that since the other party to the contract is the municipality, we believe that the municipality cannot allege that the contract is void ab initio, being a party to the same contract, Your Honor. So that's our initial
Naturally,
position on that.
walang any of the parties who would say na it's void ab initio. Tama po ba? Kasi both of you agreed, di ba, na ito
Yes,
yung
Your Honor.
i-enter. So it has to be somebody else who will question the legality of that particular contract. And that a court must first declare it to be void ab initio before it can be reverted back to its original use.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, itong the discussions right now was on the allegation of the lack of yung hindi inaabot yung threshold na how much, ilang million yun, Koa?
Based on the contract po, 60 million po.
60. Ang inaabot niya lang is 56 point something. No? Yan na aspeto po. Ano pong masabi niya on that?
Yes, we believe that 60 million refers to the investment or total investment on the property, Your Honor.
So not just the cost of the structure.
We believe so, Your Honor, because the wordings of the memorandum of agreement refers not just to the infrastructure, Your Honor.
So other than the infrastructure itself, may iba pang ginastos si Adventureland.
Yes, Your Honor, because it's a hotel. So aside from the infrastructure, the furnitures, the fixture, and other expenses were not yet included in the 56 million being referred to in the audit findings, Your Honor.
How was it worded, yung 60 million threshold portion? Kayun lang na portion po, if you can just enlighten me.
For a moment, Your
Yes, sir. Yes, madam. Mr. Chair, while waiting for the COA, can we go to Mr. Tan? O wala pa? May pa.
Please proceed.
Kasi he's here. Mr. Herbert Tan, sir.
Yes po.
Salamat po at nag-attend kayo. No? We've been looking for you. Kasi nga, medyo, how would you put it? Medyo controversial yung Aqua Data taking over the water district. And I want to clarify lang some things coming from your point of view as the representative or the president of Aqua Data. Yung Aqua Data po, ang corporation was organized when? Kailan po, kung maalala nyo?
Hindi ko masyadong maalala eh.
Hindi mo maalala?
Opo.
Okay.
Medyo matagal na po eh.
Medyo matagal na. Okay, so ito na lang. Maalala nyo na nagbigay kayo ng advances to the municipality sa munisipyo.
Advance.
Nagbigay kayo ng 2 million ba yun na advance or something una?
Noong una, meron po. 2
Meron.
million po.
Ang 2 million na yun, maalala nyo ba kung kailan nyo binigay? Hindi din. Hindi na.
Sa
Okay.
totoo lang ho, sobrang tagal na po. yun
Okay.
eh.
Sige lang, okay lang. But you confirm na binigyan nyo ng 2 million si Mayor.
Hindi ho. Hindi
Ang
po,
LGU,
hindi ho.
LGU.
FGU po.
Para bayaran yung kuryente ba yun or something?
Yes po.
Okay. So, ano ba yan? Yung funds na yun, personal mo ba na pera or pera ng corporation?
Personal, pero pera ko po.
Personal na pera mo. So, in advance mo lang sa munisipyo para
Hindi ko
mabayaran?
in-advance.
I mean,
Hindi ko in-advance po.
tulong lang.
Opo.
Tulong lang.
Opo.
Ganun. Para bayaran ng munisipyo yung kuryente nila.
Opo.
Ba't mo naman naisip, Mr. Tan, out of the goodness of your heart, bigyan mo lang ng 2 million yung munisipyo?
Hindi ko binigay, pahiram
Wait,
po.
pahiram. Pahiram ba yan? Was it a loan? Parang pinautang nyo?
Pahiram na ho.
Pahiram.
Opo.
Okay. Sige. Wow. So, pinahiram mo yung munisipyo.
Opo.
May agreement ba kayo? May kasulatan ba kayo na that would show na ito ay pahiram?
Parang wala po eh.
Wala.
Parang wala po.
So, paano mo binigay? Was it by bank transfer, cash na binigay mo, o ano?
Hindi po. Manager checks po.
Manager's check, no?
Opo.
And sa maalala mo, wala kayong agreement, walang papel na pinirmahan ninyo at saka yung kung sino man ang tumanggap ng manager's check mo na nagpapatunay na ito ay pinahiram mo lang sa munisipyo.
Wala po.
Wala. So binigay mo lang yung cheque, in-encash naman ni munisipyo.
Opo.
At binayad naman sa kuryente.
Opo.
Okay. Sa pagkaalala mo, no? As far as you remember.
Memorize.
Yes. I understand. Now, other than yung 2 million pesos, Mr. Tan, meron din daw kayong 20 million na binigay sa munisipyo. Pahiram din.
Opo.
Pahiram din na 20 million.
Opo.
So, total po is 22 million na po.
Opo.
Now, tanong lang po. Again, nabayaran na ba kayo ng munisipyo sa 22 million mo?
Hindi, nung 20 million, hindi po sa akin personal po.
Okay. Kanino yan?
Yung kay chairman po namin,
Chairman ng ano po?
Aquadata po.
So, Aquadata na ang nagpahiram?
Hindi po. Yung sa chairman po namin ho.
So, personal funds niya rin?
Opo.
Pinahiram niya yung munisipyo ng 20 million. Sa'yo, 2 million. Sa kanya, 20 million. Tama ba?
Opo.
Okay. Now, yung chairman na yun, malala mo ba pangalan nun? Sino yun?
Si Joseph Yu po.
Sino?
Joseph Yu.
Joseph Yu. Siya yung chairman of the board of Aqua Data ba? Tama ba?
Opo.
So, at that time, I'm assuming na na-organize na yung korporasyon na Aqua Data nung pagbigay niya ng 20 million.
Hindi pa po.
Hindi pa?
Hindi pa po.
So, hindi pa siya chairman nun?
Hindi. Siya nag-ano po na... Ano ba yun?
Ano yan?
Nagpa-utang ho.
Okay nga, but hindi pa na-organize yung Aqua Data. So, wala pang Aqua Data at that time.
Opo.
So, personal niya rin na pera yun?
Opo.
Personal. Na pinahiram din sa munisipyo?
Opo.
Wala ka namang alam kung may kasulatan to or like agreement na it will show na utang to.
Sila pong makausap po yun eh.
Ano yan?
Sila pong makausap na po yun.
Hindi ko naintindihan.
Pakilapit-lapit lang po yung...
Sila pong makausap po.
Sila po ang
Pakilapit po ng
mag-usap.
microphone, please.
Sila ng mayor or some...
LGU po, LGU.
LGU ang kausap. Okay. Now, sige. So, let's stick to your 2 million na lang. Yung 2 million ninyo, nabayaran na kayo?
Opo.
Paano binayad sa'yo ng munisipyo?
Ano po?
How did the municipality pay you yung 2 million mo?
Hindi ko
Cash din ba? Cheque ba? O what?
Cheque din yata po eh.
Cheque din yata. But hindi mo na
Hindi ko
maalala.
po, sa totoo, hindi
You're not
po
sure. You're not sure
hindi ko
anymore.
not sure ho.
Kasi matagal na yun, di ba?
Opo.
Wala namang interest pagbayad nila.
Yun lang hindi ko po alam. Yung 2 million wala po yata eh.
Walang interest.
Opo.
So nagpapautang kayo, walang interest lang. Hindi nyo alam kung may interest o wala.
Opo.
Pwede pa utang.
Hindi ako sure talaga. Hindi po ako sure.
Hindi ka sure? Okay.
Opo.
Okay.
Hindi
Pero,
may pong-
pero negosyante po ba kayo? Negosyante kayo?
Opo.
Negosyante kayo?
Opo.
Anong business nyo po?
Hardware ho.
Hardware. Pinapautang ka rin ng mga suppliers mo sa hardware.
Opo.
Usually may terms yan, di ba? 30 days, 60 days, o
Opo.
ano ba? Nakakautang ka naman.
Opo.
Tapos binabayaran mo rin.
Opo.
Okay. So, just like dito sa munisipyo, so out of the goodness of your heart, pinautang mo ng 2 million para mabayaran yung kuryente at para magpatuloy po yung serbisyo ng munisipyo. Tama po ba?
Opo.
Okay. Ano ang relation mo with Mayor Dolor?
Kaibigan ho.
Kaibigan mo.
Opo.
Since when? Matagal mo ng kaibigan to?
Hindi ho.
Hindi.
Hindi masyado.
Hindi masyado. But at the time nung pinautang mo yung munisipyo,
Kaibigan ko na po.
Kaibigan mo na.
Opo.
Alright. Ano naman siya ba kausap mo nung pag-decide mo na tulungan yung munisipyo?
Hindi ho.
Sino kausap mo?
Si former mayor po.
Yung former mayor.
Opo.
So hindi pa si Dolor ang mayor that time?
Dolor din ho.
Dolor. Kaano ni current mayor po?
Tatay po.
Tatay niya. Okay. So, yung anak ang kaibigan mo at yung tatay ang...
Kaibigan ko yung tatay.
Kaibigan mo rin yung tatay.
Yung tatay ng talaga kaibigan ko.
Okay. So, sige. So, since negosyante ka sa area na yon, minabuti mong ipahiram muna ng 2 million para hindi maputulan ng kuryente yung munisipyo. Ha? So, nung Aqua Data nung tinayo na yung Aqua Data, incorporator ka ba?
Opo.
Ha?
Opo.
Opo. So, member ka ng korporasyon na yon.
Opo.
So, hindi pa kasama sa usapan nyo with Mayor Dolor, the father, at that time na may interest yung Aqua Data sa pag-acquire ng water district.
Wala pa po ang Aqua Data po.
Wala pa Aqua Data that time. So, ano mo lang, sarili mo lang na as a businessman na nagpapautang ka, walang interest sa munisipyo para hindi maputulan yung munisipyo ng kuryente.
Opo.
Tama. Okay. Now, itong mga pautang mo, walang agreement, no? Sa pagkaalala mo, walang...
Baka ano ko po.
Yes, oo.
Kung meron ho, di sasabihin ko ho.
So, sa pagkaalala mo naman, walang ordinansya ba, walang resolusyon ang sanggunian na ino-authorize yung mayor na magtanggap ng natanggapin yung 2 million na pinautang mo sa kanila.
Wala po.
Wala. So, usapang kaibigan lang na pautang ko to. Bigay ko to sa munisipyo para mabayaran yung kuryente. Walang interest to, di ba? Sabi mo? Okay. No. Kailan ka nabayaran ng munisipyo? Was it before or after na-organize yung Aqua Data at before or after pinaalam ng Aqua Data na may interest sila sa water district?
Hindi ko maalala.
Hindi mo na maalala.
Sa tagal na po.
Sa tagal na,
Opo.
di ba? Pero yung utang mo, yung utang ng munisipyo, tumagal ba o nadali lang nabayaran? Dali lang na nabayaran?
Parang ho.
Parang what?
Parang mabilis lang ho.
Mabilis lang. So, yung 2 million na ibalik agad sa inyo.
Baka po.
Okay. Now, sa pagkaalala niyo po, yung Aqua Data, magkano bang ano nun? Ang amount ng pag-incorporate nun? Yung initial capital ng Aqua Data, kung maalala niyo.
Hindi ho ba?
Hindi mo na maalala. Magkano ang ininvest mo dun sa Aqua Data? Kung maalala mo rin.
Hindi ho maalala.
Hindi mo na maalala. So, hindi mo maalala yung investment mo, hindi mo maalala kung kailan ka binayaran ni Mayor, at hindi mo rin maalala kung kailan kayo nagka-interest. Yun sa...
Pero medyo matagal na po.
Yeah, I understand. I understand po. I'm not saying na, no, I'm just saying na medyo matagal na at hindi mo na maalala. Yung specific dates, kung kailan ka binayaran, at saka yung ano. Now, ito lang yung question ko, no? Kasi nagka-interest yung Aqua Data sa Water District eh. At sa tingin mo ba, nagkaroon kayo ng unfair advantage po in getting that contract sa Water District dahil pinautang nyo yung munisipyo?
Hindi ho naman.
Hindi naman.
Opo.
So kasi kung hindi mo pinautang, mapuputulan sana ng kuryente yung munisipyo, tama ba?
Opo.
Malaking kahihiyan yan sa administration, di ba? Kung maputulan ng kuryente yung...
tulong ho sa bayan.
Tulong sa bayan, oo nga. But it would put the LGU in a very embarrassing situation kung ang munisipyo mismo ay naputulan ng kuryente. Tama ba? Mapapahiya sila.
Tunay po.
Yes. Kaya nga tinulungan mo para hindi mapahiya din yung munisipyo, di ba?
Opo.
At kaya para patuloy yung serbisyo ng munisipyo.
Opo.
Nagpasalamat ba si Mayor sa inyo? Ha?
Meron na naman ho.
Nag-thank you naman siguro, di ba? Ang thank you naman ay hindi by way of the contract
Hindi
na
ho naman
ibenta
ho.
ko yung water district sa
Hindi
inyo.
ho naman ho.
Hindi naman.
Hindi naman ho.
Hindi naman. So, yun, tulong mo lang at si Mayor naman nagpasalamat lang at binayaran kayo na walang interest yung pautang ninyo sa munisipyo.
Opo.
Okay. So, now, so yun, nakuha nyo nga yung water district. Now, yung water district, sa reports ng COA, palugi eh. Tama po ba?
Hindi ko po alam.
Hindi mo alam.
Opo.
Pero member ka ng incorporator ka, stockholder ka, di ba? Hindi ba?
Pinag-aralan po namin dahil lang
Ah,
maraming...
presidente ka nga pala.
Pinag-aralan po namin,
Ha?
maraming ginawa po kami
Ha?
para rehab po. Maraming din ginastos.
Okay. Ang tanong ko lang po
Maraming
is, sa pagkaalam mo, ilang taon kayo presidente ng Aquadata?
6 years?
6 years.
6 or 7 po.
So from the start na nakuha niyo yung kontrata sa Water District, ikaw yung presidente. Tama mo ba?
Tama po.
Yes. No? So for 6 years as president of the corporation, hindi niyo alam na palugi yung operations ng Water District?
Hindi po.
Hindi mo alam?
Hindi po. Hindi ho, siyempre, hindi ho ako nakikinom sa mga yan naman eh.
So hindi mo na alam kung kumikita kayo, Aquadata?
Kumikita sa Aquadata.
Okay.
Dahil marami na kami na rehab.
At marami kayo na rehab. Na, maalala niyo rin po ba na yung Water District before kinuha ng Aquadata ay kumikita pa rin? It's earning.
Hindi po. Hindi ko po alam.
Hindi mo alam?
Apo.
So pumasok kayo ng negosyo na hindi mo pinag-aaralan?
Hindi, pinag-aaralan po muna namin
Okay.
bago kinuha.
So kung pinag-aralan niyo po, bakit hindi niyo alam na kumikita yung Water District prior to the entry of Aquadata?
Maraming leaks noon eh.
Maraming ano yun?
Leaks.
Leaks?
Opo.
Okay, but yung leaks naman, ang mag-matter niyan, yung financial statement ng korporasyon or ng kooperatiba that time, yung Water District, di ba?
Opo.
At makikita mo yan kung kumikita ba o hindi. Supposedly. Sa financial statements pa lang. Without even looking at the leaks. No? Okay, so napag-take over ng Aquadata, sabi ni COA, kumikita pa ng, how much yun COA prior to the takeover of Aquadata?
Yung isang year na lang po, prior to 2008. So,
Yes.
2007 po, meron pong the Bawan Waterworks System was operating with income po. 5.8 million po yata yung net income nila.
Mr. Tan, 5.8 million daw yung kinikita ng Water District before nag-take over si Aquadata.
Sir,
5.8 million daw yung kinita ng Water District before nag-take over si Aquadata.
sir, di ba puputulan po sila
Ng ano po?
ng kurente po?
Okay.
Ayaw ko kung bakit ganun nga ho eh.
May kita pero napuputulan ng kuryente.
Opo.
So hindi niyo rin maintindihan bakit ganon.
Yes.
So it's really a question of management po siguro, di ba? Paano nila minanage? Kasi paano ka kikita
Hindi.
at the same time hindi ka capable of paying your obligations like kuryente mo.
Kasi minana na yan eh, mana-mana
Ano yan?
po. Minana na sa, ang mana-mana po sa admin.
Ng ibang administration.
Opo.
So minana nila yung 5.8 million na income.
Opo, eh, hindi naman nagbabayad sila ng kurente.
Oo.
Paano silang kukuha ng tubig?
Oh, kaya nga.
Puputulan talaga na sila ng tubig.
Kaya nga po, but sinabi ni COA may kitang 5.8 million. So ang question po nito is mismanaged po sila, siguro. Kasi bakit siya kumikita ng 5.8 million at hindi niya mababayaran yung kuryenteng 2 million lang?
Baka po.
Yes. Ano, kaya pumasok si Aquadata.
Opo.
Kayo ang nag-propose na pasukin natin yung Water District.
Hindi po, nakapaskid ho.
Naka-ano?
Nakapaskid po.
Okay. So na may notice na i-bid out itong, ibibenta itong Water District.
Opo.
Nakita nyo na siguro it's a way to help your municipality din.
Hindi, may consultant po kami doon eh.
Okay. Ano sabi ng consultant nyo?
Pinag-aralan po nila.
Pinag-aralan nila.
Opo.
Na ano to, magandang opportunity to, business opportunity.
May opportunity that po. Saka pumasok po.
Okay. So, itong opportunity sa to, nakita ko, based on the COA reports, maganda yung opportunity eh. Kasi, you took over an earning entity, kumikita ng 5.8 million year prior